Hi everyone, how's everyone doing today? For those that don't know, my name is Sage Datuan and I am a journalist for Unicorn, Action Esports, and the Players Lobby in esports. And the games that I cover are LCS, CSGO, and soon to be Valorant. We're gonna see how that game develops, but I am in the esports world. I do attend events. I get pieces on Reddit featured semi-decently, like this piece right here. I have done interviews at places such as ESL One New York, E-League Major Boston, LCS. For around 2 years, I've had my name on the LCS ballot. And most importantly, I'm able to make money doing esports. So I wanted to just be able to lend the knowledge that I learned and accumulated over the years in this industry and be able to help anyone that's trying to look into esports as a possible career and things that you can be doing right now in order to propel yourself forward in the esports industry. The first tip that I have for esports hopefuls is actually picking the path of least resistance to be able to begin creating content in esports. Whether you excel at something or are just plain terrible at it, that does not matter in the esports industry. What matters is what path is going to be the easiest for you to be able to get there and be able to do consistently. For example, I always want to do video work, photography, and esports. That was kind of my dream passion. I also wanted to do team managing. But one of the things that I never even wanted to do actually was esports journalism and talking to people. I struggle a lot being able to talk to people and be able to keep conversations. So esports journalism and talking to people is not something that I was interested in at first. But it was the easiest thing for me to do at the time, and I just took that opportunity and began building upon that. And I'm here doing my stuff in esports. So that is just the first tip that I'll recommend for you guys, is picking something that gives you the least resistance to actually doing esports content. My second tip actually goes hand in hand with picking the path of least resistance, and that's actually working for free. I gained a lot of experience, and I credit the reason that I am as far as I am in my career at 23 years old to working free for these certain companies. And honestly, there's a ton of established companies and esports publications and teams and just multiple people looking for free work and just people willing to just gain the experience and know that this is going to propel them forward. You gain experience and can propel yourself in a place where you can make these connections and further your career to where you are getting paid. So think about those, possibly look into volunteer experience. The first two tips were all about just getting your foot in esports, but something that I do want to talk about that is not mentioned often is esports publications, CEOs, higher ups love people with experience outside of esports, and I've actually learned that firsthand from myself. It's the reason why you see nutritionists now, you see psychologists, you see people working on statistics, and you see people doing business that have no prior experience in esports, but now they are working for some of the biggest companies. They learned so much from people who have done it for 20 years and applying it to esports to make it better. Something that's important to never forget is that esports is a budding industry and it's very new. So people with just esports experience aren't really going to have the experience that other people have had that have been doing it for like 15 years. So instead of just kind of shying away from these traditional 9-to-5 jobs, really look into them and take these traditional 9-to-5 jobs and really learn from people outside of esports, because you'll be surprised how much that builds your own uniqueness when you do eventually apply for the 100 Thieves, the TSMs, the Cloud9s, because these teams want people that can bring something new to their organization, and outside experience is something that will provide that to them. So that is definitely something you should look into. The next tip I actually have is kind of a little weird, but I currently am based in the East Coast, so anyone that works on West Coast time, you have an advantage, because the next tip is actually working on California time. A lot of esports companies are based in California and specifically Los Angeles. So talking to people during the primetime hours when people are getting out of work in California, then you're going to be solid, because that's where a lot of these people are going to be based. Building your schedule around when people get off work in California is going to be able to help you a lot, and being able to catch them at the right time to talk to them, cold email them, cold DM them. So if you can, do that. If you can't, I understand it's just kind of a random thing that I've learned throughout the years. So yeah. Something that I learned in esports in the first year is that people see right through social climbers, and you don't want to be a social climber in this industry. Let your career build up naturally, build honest friendships and connections, maintain those friendships, because those are the things that are going to be able to carry you into long-term success and just overall happiness in this industry. My not-so-editor at the time, Chase, was a journalist that would attend LCS every 3 weeks because he lived in Las Vegas. So he needed a place to stay one weekend because he couldn't find anywhere to couch surf. So I lent him a hand. Funny thing, I was actually sleeping on the couch at that time because I was living with my roommates and I am a sucker for cheap rent, so I slept on the couch. But I was able to split the couch with Chase and just give him a place to stay just because we're friends, and he was someone that I really care about a lot. And that eventually translated into getting a job at Unicorn and being able to develop a bond with him there. Honest friendships are going to do so much more for you than just networking. So that is the last tip I would have to say. For anyone that stuck through me rambling, thank you so much for watching the video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.